Now that we have explored surgical editing, it is time to move into the audio montage. This is the core mastering environment where you arrange, process, and finalize your projects. To begin, go to the File menu, select New, and open the File tab. Under the Audio Montage section, choose the Custom tab. Here, you can define settings such as sample rate and channel configuration. When ready, click Create. At this point, WaveLab may prompt you to save the montage. You can enter a name and choose a location, or select Save Later to continue working immediately. If you choose Save Later, a dialog will appear asking you if you want this to be the default behavior. Setting this preference early can help maintain a smooth workflow. Once created, the audio montage opens as a timeline-based workspace with horizontal tracks and an empty grid. This marks a shift from the audio editor, as you are now working within a structured project. Each piece of audio added to the montage becomes a clip. Clips can be moved, trimmed, and processed independently. All processing in this environment is non-destructive, meaning your original files remained unchanged. This is where the overall vision of your master comes together, as you arrange and shape the final presentation of your audio. Now that your montage is created, it is time to bring in audio. The most efficient way to do this is by using the file browser. Look at the top left panel of the interface, where the file browser is located. If it is not visible, go to the Workspace menu and choose a layout that includes it. The file browser allows you to navigate your system without leaving WaveLab. Once you locate your audio file, click and drag it directly into the timeline. When you release the mouse, a clip appears on the track. This clip represents your audio file within the montage. You can click and drag the clip left or right to position it on the timeline. A common task in the montage is trimming clips. To trim a clip, move your cursor to the edge until it changes shape. Then click and drag inwards to shorten the clip. The clip will update visually as you trim it. This process is non-destructive, meaning the original audio file is not changed. You are simply defining which portion of the audio is played. This allows you to make precise adjustments and experiment freely without affecting the source file. As your project grows, organization becomes increasingly important. In the audio montage, each horizontal lane represents a track. You can think of tracks as separate layers for organizing your audio. While clips can be moved left and right to adjust timing, they can also be moved vertically between tracks. To do this, click and drag a clip up or down to place it on a different track. This is useful for separating different types of content, such as music and voice. If you need additional tracks, right-click in the track header area and choose Add Track. You can create as many tracks as needed to keep your project organized. Each track can contain multiple clips, and clips can overlap if required. This allows you to build more complex arrangements, including layered audio and crossfades. Understanding this structure is important for how processing is applied later on. By placing clips on specific tracks, you can apply processing to all clips on that track at once. This approach helps create a more efficient and professional workflow. Once a clip is on the timeline, you have control over its volume and stereo placement using clip envelopes. By default, WaveLab applies a volume and fade envelope to every clip. This appears as a horizontal line across the waveform. To adjust the overall gain, click the line and drag it up or down. As you do, the waveform updates to reflect the new level. To control stereo placement, you need to activate the pan envelope. This is done in the Audio Montage Inspector, typically located on the right side of the interface. Under the Clip tab, locate the Envelope section. Here, you can select and activate the pan envelope. The envelope tab in the ribbon is context aware. This means the available tools update based on which envelope is selected in the inspector. Once the pan envelope is active, you can add anchor points to shape movement over time. Click on the envelope line to create points, then move them as needed. Moving a point upward pans the audio to the left. Moving a point downward pans the audio to the right. In the inspector, you can also define the signal flow for each envelope. You can choose whether the envelope is applied before or after clip effects. This ensures your volume and panning adjustments interact with plugins as intended. This workflow provides precise, non-destructive controls over balance and stereo placement within your project. One of the most powerful features of the audio montage is that each clip can have its own processing chain. This allows you to apply unique settings to individual clips without affecting the rest of the project. To begin, select a clip in the timeline. Then look to the inspector on the right side and make sure the clip tab is active. Here you will find the section for add-in effects. To add a processor, click in an empty effect slot and choose a plugin. The plugin interface will open, allowing you to adjust its parameters. Any processing applied here affects only the selected clip. This makes it easy to tailor the sound of individual elements within your project. As you play back the montage, you will hear these changes in real time. This is especially useful for working with multiple types of audio that require different treatments. You can shape each clip independently while maintaining a cohesive overall mix. Now that you have seen how to process individual clips, it is time to focus on track level processing. While clip processing is used for detailed adjustments, track processing is used to create consistency across an entire track. To begin, select a track by clicking in the track header on the left side of the montage. Once selected, look at the inspector on the right and confirm that the track tab is active. At the top of the track inspector, you'll see the track selection displaying the current track name. Clicking this name opens a menu that allows you to quickly switch between tracks. This provides a faster workflow than selecting tracks directly in the timeline. To rename a track, click on the small arrow icon next to the track name and enter a new label. Using clear names helps keep larger projects organized. Within the track inspector, you will find several processing options. The clean section provides tools such as dehummer and deesser for corrective technical issues. The enhanced section includes tools like the voice exciter and streamline DQ. These built-in processors are designed for quick and effective results. You will also find a standards effects section with plugin slots. Click an empty slot to load a plugin from your library. Any processing applied at the track level affects all clips on that track. This makes it ideal for applying consistent tonal shaping or dynamic control. Using track processing helps create a cohesive and professional sounding project. We have looked at processing at the clip level and the track level, but the audio montage includes one final stage. This is the output stage. To access it, look for the output section in the inspector on the right side of the interface. While clip and track processing are local, output processing is global. It sits at the end of the montage signal path, after all clips and tracks have been combined. You can think of this as a pre-mastering stage within the montage. Any processing applied here affects the entire project before it reaches the master section. This makes it an ideal place for subtle glue compression, stereo enhancement, or final tonal shaping. Using the output stage gives you an additional layer of control over your mix. It helps ensure that your project sounds cohesive rather than a collection of separate elements. Understanding the relationship between clip, track, and output processing is key to building a clean and flexible workflow. No mastering session is complete without a reality check. Reference tracks allow you to compare your work against professional released material in a similar style. To set this up correctly, Do not use a standard audio track. Right-click in the track area, choose Add Track, and select Reference Track. You'll see an R icon in the track header confirming it's set as a reference track. This type of track bypasses the main montage processing. Once your reference audio is imported, you can quickly compare it to your project. Use the Listen Alone feature in the track header to switch between your mix and the reference. This allows you to hear the reference track while muting everything else. This quick comparison helps keep your perspective objective. For accurate results, you should also apply level matching. Louder audio often sounds better even when it's not. Adjust the gain of the reference track so that it matches the perceived loudness of your project. By combining a reference track, listening alone, and level matching, you can evaluate your mix more accurately. This helps ensure your final master translates well against professional releases.